Welcome to another episode of For the Culture Podcast, Soccer Podcast for us, by us. Talk about intersection of Black culture and soccer. Got your boy here, Greggo here. I have been cornered off by Team Off Me over here. You know, the dark skin is over here by my lonesome. Got your boy, Coach Tony, back in the building. What's good with you, boss?
Yeah. Welcome back. Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa, Boxing Day, all that good stuff.
Because it's all about your principles this time of the year.
Right.
Remember that.
Chocolate. Let me see you spell Kuja Chocolate. Can't do it.
I spell it. I still can't spell it. You say it. That's about it.
And for neither but always equal to us, we got Sylvs from State Butter FC. How you doing, girl? I didn't realize that you took time off because, like, for you don't know, State Butter's been like doing like Twitter Spaces like non-stop, and if you check your social media, they probably are still doing one right now. Like, it's just like they have been like going crazy since like Friday. Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday.
Just non-stop road works. If you haven't done so already, make sure you're following Shea Butter. Like I said, like, yeah, those Twitter Spaces have been part technical analysis and then second part technical failures. Because
Yes.
I'm gonna need somebody to know what they're doing.
Twitter Spaces is also still in beta, so it's been an interesting. Yeah, it's been an interesting experiment, but we did it. We made it do. Probably won't be our preferred method again until they fix some of that. But yeah.
Yeah. And while we're on it, I just want to give a quick shout out to the homegirl Nubia, who's been living with y'all on this Twitter Space. Like, yo, y'all, like, you might have a third musketeer there, because
the young sibling is they're solid. Got jokes. They called us old, but that's fine. I mean, we are. Oh, I am. So I would not agree with that.
She had a birthday with Tony, so
Yes.
the age might be a little shaky right now, but
Yeah.
and of course, in case we hadn't done so already, happy birthday, Coach.
I appreciate
Yes,
it, man.
happy birthday.
44 Club is looking good, so.
Okay, all right, y'all. You out here?
Hey.
But of course, this is being our last full episode of the year. We still come bearing gifts. We do have a special guest this week, and Coach Tony, tell us who's joining us this week.
All right, I gotta introduce a great friend of the podcast, a great friend of mine professionally. He's another one of the bald-headed brigade. We ain't gonna talk about age with him. But anyway, oh, I can't wait to hear. But this is my homie. This is my partner in crime. His name is Dave Williamson. He is a photographer by day, but soccer aficionado by night. He does a lot of work throughout the Atlanta soccer community. Not only, but he has done stuff within the soccer landscape nationally, maybe even internationally. I don't know. He might go more in detail about that. But welcome to For the Culture, our good friend Dave Williamson. Thank you, my good man. Welcome.
Let's talk about this age thing. Hold on now.
Hey, man,
Welcome.
I'm only half the grade that you are, so you got me doubled on that.
It's all the stress.
Exactly.
Thanks for having me on, guys. How are y'all?
Hey, it's a good day. It's Omarion's coming to get us, chasing after us.
This ice bomb.
It's a little everything coming after us right now.
Who doesn't know?
Omarion said, "Y'all, we got served." Is what that is apparently.
How people seriously? How do people mess up the Greek alphabet? Like, how do they not pronounce? Like, I've heard all variations of people saying, like.
I don't know. I think the Omarion one's
the Omarion. Now it's funny.
That was good.
Yeah.
No, don't get twisted.
Do you want them to go in order?
No, but I'm just saying, like, why are people messing it up? Like, they never heard this word before. Like,
listen,
Sorry.
Everybody ain't Greek, so they don't.
Everybody ain't grow up. Everybody ain't grow up.
I know he me for me.
I'm not.
Look, I still feel like it's a transformer coming after me. I mean, it's like, hold on, we got Delta, now we got Optimus Prime, Corona, whatever it might be.
Just let us know when Starscream comes flying through when it's gonna be gonna be trouble.
Right? That little high pitch.
Yeah, man. You know, and of course, with all that in mind, of course, we really didn't have a great deal of soccer this weekend. And it's like, okay, maybe that's just our cue that, you know, we got to wrap things up for the holidays. You know, Germany was went on and said, you know, hey, we'll see y'all in late January, and EPL is trying to limp through. Spain's trying to limp through. It's like, hey, you know, MLS wrapped up right on time to say, you know what, we'll see y'all in February. But yeah, like, so we got a little bit to talk about here. So as we wrap up 2021 with the hotness, of course, thank you guys for checking us out on your favorite podcast apps: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Audio Boom, iHeartRadio. Of course, make sure you like and subscribe on the FTCUTD YouTube channel, and also check us out at twocentsfc.com. And you know, so we got a little bit of soccer to talk about, but I mean, obviously the overwhelming topic right now is just COVID coming back with the heat right now, because we talked about it a little bit last week, because we were already starting to see it over stateside with the NBA postponing games. The NFL, they're still playing games this week. You know, still trying to finish up from this past week. You know, it's been a lot, and you know, of course, we got Christmas coming up this weekend. We got Kwanzaa going on right now, and can we even play right now? Like what are we doing?
You know, it's funny that we were talking about this like a year ago. Exactly.
Right.
We were talking about the same thing about scheduling and everything, and whether things are getting canceled or not. Well, there's pros and cons of everything, right?
Right.
Okay, so pros. You're getting to see superstars play that normally wouldn't get a chance. So Isaiah Thomas coming back to the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are going deep into their benches of who they can sign. Like, literally, I think the Atlanta Hawks might be contacting me.
They decided on Lance Stevens to say, hey, come on through.
I'm gonna try to get that 10-day contract real quick. I'm just letting you know. I still got a little. I just built that basketball goal for my daughter.
Look,
my shot is nice.
Let's be realistic. 10 days might be a little too long for you. Let's go. Let's go with that 3-day one.
I will pop something. Nah, but all right, no, but like seriously, like you're starting to see teams like get creative with rosters. You know,
yeah.
There's a good and a bad to that. I think, and then also the fact that, like, you know, as far as cancellations go, you know, within the world of soccer, I think obviously with the English Premier League being the worst part of this, for so long it's been talked about like this December schedule is just too freaking much.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's always the game management, just loads on the bodies and everything. It is. I mean, it's almost like every morning you wake up, there's a Premier League game on during December. And which as a fan is great, but when you really talk about, you know, the longevity of players and them and their burnout and everything and injuries, it's not a good thing. So it might be a blessing in disguise in a sense. You know, for some of these leagues, that they have to cancel or reschedule or take a break on all this. But I mean, it sucks. It's this shit's real, man. It's
getting really real, because like
everybody's got it, damn near.
Yeah, because like it for this variant to basically only like come across like I guess like in the last like month and a half, like it's already like the most prevalent variant out there. And like I knew something was up because like I saw a statistic earlier today. Matter of fact, I think like the NFL had from September to November, they only had 17 cases of players with COVID, and then suddenly this month they have 104. And it was like, okay, like I said, we touched on it a little bit last week. Where I was like something's up because I knew that for the most part you hadn't really seen a whole lot of athletes catch COVID like that for the first few months of the season, and then all of a sudden it was like you're seeing games getting postponed. You saw Spurs, they got hit and they couldn't even finish up their conference league game. It was like they ended up getting eliminated. So that like is hitting teams in that kind of way. And with the Premier League, I think like all but 2 games got played this past weekend. I think Liverpool and Spurs, and I think it was Chelsea. Did y'all play?
Yeah,
Newcastle played.
Oh
yeah.
Arsenal played. Yeah.
We don't need to talk about Newcastle. They played, but they just kind of showed up.
They played, but did they?
I feel like y'all Newcastle's on a holding pattern.
I mean,
till that money.
They like, yo, that check hasn't cleared yet, yo.
I mean, we're just waiting on the check to clear so we can.
Yeah, I'm saying y'all waiting on that money.
All right, so January 1st is gonna hit my direct deposit. Okay, all right. Okay, cool.
Look, 11:59. They're going.
Listen,
who can we contact?
Niggas gonna start buying the team. Yeah, that's
Really? You'll be like 30 minutes past midnight. Be like, where this money at? Like where? Like I don't see it.
I don't see this offshore transaction happening yet. This needs
Like
to happen quick.
You'll keep hitting refresh. Like hold up, not there yet. Not there yet. Not there yet. But
I don't even want to talk about it. It's been a painful 14 years.
wow.
oh no, I mean dealing with Mike Ashley, I could only imagine that's been a long time. I think like even like when I started watching more regularly, they were trying to get him out back then. I think that was like 08. It's
Maybe
like it's been
year
a
or
minute.
two. Maybe a year or two, he was actually all right, and then it was like, nope, he's got to go. So, yeah.
But I think that we're dealing with a situation of where obviously with like I said with Christmas coming up, you have big time showcase days or games in many sports. Of course, for England, you have Boxing Day. That's always the big day. Of course, here in the States, you got Christmas Day with the NBA. Of course, would it be on Saturday? You also have NFL games as well. So
And
like
bowls,
like it's just a lot going on right now. And I think that the question I had that was going across my head over the weekend was that for those sports that have to play like nightly or whatever, it's like they just go and just shut down. It's like, hey, at the very least, we'll get on TV on Christmas Day, Boxing Day, everything else we should shut down. Like what are y'all thoughts on that?
Didn't the NHL do that? Essentially, they said
they said they said they're shutting down until like after Christmas actually because their big day is actually I think New Year's for the Winter Classic if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So they
Have y'all
shut
heard
it down
about fan restrictions again?
Yeah.
Actually, no. That's no. Like I have not heard anything. Cause
and that's kind of curious. Like,
because I will say this because we are in a slightly different space because obviously many more people we're in a position now where more people are vaxxed, but at the same time, there's just the unknown as far as like how fast this variant is hitting, and it's like would you really be safe? Bringing in 15, 20,000 people into a stadium or an arena when you don't know like how aggressive this strain is, and I think that's the real tricky part right now is that even like for the players because like I think in the NHL they were like literally only one player has not been vaxxed, and I think 85% of the NBA has been vaxxed, and like 60% already got their booster, and aside from the people in the NFL who fake their vaccinations,
which I think is not a small number, but all right.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't there just something with Jacksonville State and some sort of COVID?
Jackson State. Is it
Jackson
State?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's some of them with fake
he was getting
COVID
money
cards.
off of it. Yeah, he was getting the government money.
But yeah, you're having everyone's trying to like we're in a different space, but at the same time you're working with a situation where clearly more people are catching this than normal. People who were safe before with the vaccine are catching it, And granted, it's not even so much the fact of people dying. It's just more so like you don't want to be that person who spreads it to this person that's not vaxxed, has underlying conditions that they're dealing with, and it makes them more vulnerable to possibly die. Like it's about like the contact tracing that was the big thing last year, and it's a tricky thing right now. I think that if you have the numbers that you say you do as far as players vax, you might be in a situation where you can get away with playing. But I think especially from a fans perspective and a staff perspective, that's where you got to be like, hey, we got to thin this out a little bit to where we can keep this as safe as possible while still maintaining some bit of a atmosphere. But it's going to be tough for a little bit, because I think that obviously people want to come to games, they want to see that entertainment, but obviously you have to take health into greater precedence.
Hey, Dave, actually, let me ask you a question about that. As far as like, you do photography for, professional events and everything like that, and seeing how the course and trajectory has gone the last 2 years. I mean, obviously you have the media pools where, y'all are congregated in those things. How much, like, that's something we don't hear about as a fan. And what does that space look like, and how that has changed over the last 2 years?
It depends on the stadium.
Yeah.
So, like Atlanta, they had us at the beginning of it. We were actually in like the suites when the stadiums were empty or at, I guess the limited capacity. So they had us in those, what were they, the $5,000 to $10,000 suites that are on each inline. Then they moved us down to standing against the wall, and then they let us come up to the boards once we got vaccinated and had proof of it.
Oh, okay.
Kind of keep us in, we're not real crammed there. Now, when I went to DC and did a game, that was a whole nother story. DC literally had us crammed into a corner with all the photographers there. It wasn't anything.
At Audi Field?
Yeah. Louisville was really good. Louisville just kind of had us, they wanted us to space out, and there was enough room to do it. Not a big deal. And then Nashville. What did we do in Nashville? Nashville, we were in the front row of the stands to begin with. Then they dropped us down to the field, we had to be 20 feet from the board, or 20 feet from the end line.
Okay.
So, kind of halfway up, almost against the wall, but not really. And then once everybody's vaccinated, you're up against the wall. Media rooms, honestly, I stayed out of those as much as possible. I'd get my food and leave. I don't eat here. Too many people. Depending on the size, too. I mean, Nashville has the old media room, or the old photo room, which if you open up the dark room space, there's a lot of room. Otherwise, it's like a 10 by 10 room.
Yeah.
Louisville was the same way. It was kind of like we need a photo room. We'll just shove them in here.
Yeah.
And then Audi Field, they have you go up to the press box. So there was enough room there. Mercedes-Benz has got a huge media room. Nice, spacious. I don't have to sit next to anybody if I don't want to.
And yet, so you find somehow to harass me every time. Anyway,
I don't know. You keep coming towards me every time. I don't know what it is. I mean, I think you just want to be a part of the media one day.
Nah, no.
You can come run around with us.
I know my lane. I'm good. I know my lane.
But I mean, other than that, it's been. Atlanta made you keep a mask on, even though we were on the field. Fans didn't have to wear them. And we were sitting there kind of going, Delta Club, Mercedes-Benz Club is right there on the sideline.
Yeah, they're maskless. Yeah,
right. Here we are with mask on.
So you're masked up, but at the same time they're right there on your back, like my bad, man.
Exactly. Everywhere else was pretty much, I think every stadium I went to, we had to wear a mask. So, wasn't bad. the U.S. games were probably the strictest. Like they literally had like every 6 to 8 feet photo marshals. If someone pulled their mask down to even get a drink, they were looking at you like,
Oh wow.
pull that mask back up.
Oh wow.
So it's been an interesting year.
So,
Year and a half. Well, I guess almost 2 years now. So
with all those restrictions that you talked about, as far as like the whole scope of everything, like, are they also saying, hey, because of these restrictions, we've had to limit the number of how much media comes, so you don't have credentials for this stuff?
some yes, some no. When it was empty stadiums, they were really limiting it.
Yeah.
Atlanta was only doing like maybe 15 photographers in the whole thing and videographers. Nashville kind of had it where, you sat every 6 feet and they gave us 3 rows when the stadiums were emptied and you were on both sides. So you had plenty of room there. The U.S. game in Nashville, no, there wasn't any limit on the. I want to say there was.
Man, listen, I've heard so many things about that national game. It's like, just like the amount of like lawlessness when it came to just mask wearing. I was like, oh my God,
now
what is going
if you
on?
were on the field, it was totally different. But if you were in the stands, they could do what they wanted to do.
Wow.
I mean, even the college games have been making. Most of them have had me. Yeah, you got to wear a mask. Okay, cool, no big deal. I don't care. It's kept me from being sick. I'm happy.
Amen.
But if let this be like our public service announcement, because of course, like I said, with this Omarion chasing after us, make sure that if you haven't even attempted to, this might be a good time to go ahead and get vaccinated. If you already are vaxxed, and you're within that range of getting a booster, get that as well. Like I'm actually getting mine tomorrow. So by the time this airs on YouTube, I'll probably be getting my shot and everything. But just be smart out here, because of course the holidays are here. Be safe out here just in general for Christmas and New Year's, and because depending on where you're at, there'll be a lot of people around you, and they out here just living reckless. If you've been comfortable going without a mask, this might be a time to be like, you know what, I might need to put that back on. So just keep that in mind, as we, try to navigate through these holiday months and everything, because it's cold. It's cold outside, and that the bed might not be that bad after all.
But you know what? Also, hey, so my light skinned fans out there, we're in our winter shades right now, so we got to cover up. Anyway,
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My winter color.
Man, if you had heard Sky Sylvs was last week, like just fussing about, like about their winter shades, it's like the absolute.
Oh, it was shit. Because we were doing one of the drafts, and Sophia Smith came on, and she's in Portland, so I was like, oh, she got that Northwest winter shade going on. Easy, no
sun. Hey, it's the shortest day of the year too. We're in the winter solstice right now.
Yeah.
There's so much snow on the ground outside right now.
Portland's
over it. It's supposed to be the week after Christmas. It's supposed to be between 14 and 19 degrees for the high that whole week. Mm-mm. So why would I be outside? Like, there's no reason for that.
Nope.
Yeah. That's not a real number. I laughed when I saw that. I was like, that's not real.
That's no lie. When I was living in Omaha, and I remember that one morning when I woke up and it said it was 7 degrees. I was like, this is my last day. I'm good.
And that's the last time I'll be in Omaha.
Like, you know what? Atlanta does see that bad after all.
You got no shield, anything. It's just
like when you talking about negative wind chill on the regular.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
I'm good.
No,
I don't.
But I think like the only. Like, did y'all catch any games over the weekend, like, as far as like club games?
All Chelsea does is hurt me lately, so no, I did not.
I watched Newcastle and cried and drank. I mean, that's all I could do.
How's that different from any other weekend?
I mean, it's not. I'm a Newcastle fan.
Okay. Exactly.
That's all right. Y'all coming back soon. That's all right.
It's all right.
I think like the only game I got really caught like that was like I don't say I ever even caught. Like I just heard about like this red card during Liverpool and Spurs, and
Oh,
this
yeah.
this
Two red
crazy
cards?
tackle. Oh I didn't.
I saw that
remember
tackle. That should have been a red card.
Yeah, that
But
was beat studs up.
Yeah, he would have snapped his leg if he didn't jump.
Mm-hmm.
that was against Kane, right?
Oh yeah, he should have gotten it.
Man, I didn't realize.
I might have a present for you. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Well, while Tony is getting this, you know.
Well, Tony wants to play Santa Claus.
Oh man, but you know, it's I did catch some La Liga over the weekend. I caught some Serie A because like I was
Yeah, I watched that Serie A.
Oh wow!
Look at you, come on.
So why are you gonna do this?
Oh man,
if you play your cards right, man, you know what I'm
it
saying.
might come your way. All right.
I mean, I got a Manchester United jersey sitting in the closet.
Oh,
Exchange.
oh.
Yeah, but
I mean, somewhere around here's the drawstring bag it came in.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
All right.
Okay.
Nice.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? This is clean. You know what I'm saying? No stains in it anymore.
No.
Right.
Hey, don't ask more questions.
Don't ask. No questions.
Nothing on that one.
So no bullshit. Here we go. So freshman year. So I was a red shirt at Howard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as a red shirt, we played on a club team. And so on a club team, we made it to nationals, and we played at University of Texas for the national tournament or whatever. And we ended up losing to Oregon in the Final Four. But that whole tournament, I hate to say it, I ended up wearing this Newcastle keeper kit the whole time.
Oh wow!
So that's why I say the stains are no longer there.
I
But
mean, at least you cleaned it up a little bit.
Yeah,
I hope so. Nice dry clean or something, you know.
Something. Although it's funny, I was talking to when I did the interview with Greg Garza a couple months ago. They were talking about the jersey exchanges, and he goes, "I just have jerseys sitting in like plastic bins that have never been washed."
Yeah, like that's something I've always wondered about too. It's like what do you do? Like, do you get like prepared to get get framed?
Yeah, I got additional questions about that.
Some would have to be like, I don't know.
Like in theory, it sounds cool, but then you realize,
Nah.
Then you realize, like,
exchange, just make sure you wash it and then send it to me. I'll Venmo you the FedEx money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was kind of when he told me that, I was kind of like, all right.
That changes the perspective on things. Like oh shit, I got a picture from Ronaldinho.
You seen Messi's his little room that he has with all the kits. I
would assume he's got the dry clean.
I would hope.
Right. That's what you think.
That room is humming. Otherwise,
you're gonna cross his fingers that he's had those clean.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Dad! I hate coming into this room.
Right.
What's that smell? That's just Aguero's jersey. Like,
that's success, son. That's success.
If you notice, the Armani cologne is covering all of it.
Right. Yeah.
It's that new Adidas scent they're coming out with to be released at Ross later this month.
Oh man, but I did want to touch on a couple things. As we wrap up the year, because we did. I did catch one game over the weekend. That was actually the camp, Gingerbread House camp, Candy Cane camp. What was the other one I heard? Camp Eggnog game for the U.S. national team.
We talking about against Bosnia?
Yes.
I literally forgot that game was on because the draft was or something was the same day.
You like I said, the Twitter Spaces is still going for y'all, so I don't blame y'all if
somebody mentioned that game in passing. I was like, oh yeah, that's how.
But
I mean, it was a game.
But, yeah, it was. Not even so much more so the game, but just I think just more so the national team as a whole for this year, because with the win over Bosnia, they actually reached a new calendar year record for 17 wins in a calendar year. Of course, that's light work for the women. Just light work, but they still get more money. But that's a whole different story. We can talk about that right now. But I think at least as far as just in general, between winning Nations League, winning the Gold Cup, right now they're sitting on third, but they're in a good space going into next year to qualify for the World Cup. Like, what are y'all's thoughts as far as just how, like, I heard on United States Soccer, like they were giving like grades for the national team. Like, what kind of grade would y'all give for the team this year?
I give Burholt A+ for kick game.
He does.
Yeah.
No other coach has a meaner kick game than him right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to win at something. You know what I mean? So
Roy Williams was, that for college basketball. He had all the exclusive J's and everything like that. Burholt will be putting in some serious work with the kick game, man. Like, he be having exclusives. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna win at something, do it well.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's no Penny though, because I don't know too many coaches that got like their own, that's wearing their own shoe while they're coaching.
Like Burholtzer, his kick game.
Yeah.
In fact, we need to find out if we can get exclusive, like a closet raid of what he's got in his closet. Like, I would love to see that.
I didn't know what size shoe he wears.
People like do an interview while they buy sneakers or something. What's that?
Yeah. Crap! It's off the top of my head now. Give me 1 second. But yeah, like, I just need to know what size shoe he wears. Just in case
trying to get rid of some.
Yeah, I'll gladly take them off their hands.
Big ass club foot size shoe, Greggo.
Yo. You say you got a club foot, guy?
Just take that insert out. Just take the insert out. He can keep that. He can keep it, and I'll take it.
Greggo, you wear like a 14, 13?
That's TK. That's TK. Not me. I wear a simple size 12, which of course, for those of y'all that know, every time a J release, them 12s be gone so damn fast. And
the average size, yeah.
Yeah. It's hard life sometimes.
That's not average. No.
What's average then?
No. I don't know. 11 be out real quick. I wear 11.
11s and 12s. Yeah, that sounds like. Obviously you shouldn't gender shoes, but like that sounds like the 8-9s. Those are the first to go.
I just always feel like, was it 9s or 9.5s are always a display?
9s.
Yeah.
Oh, for the men's, yeah.
Yeah. That's why Walters has like a whole thing of 9s in the basement.
Yep.
Oh man,
sitting there.
What the funny thing is about Walters? Like, it took me a long time to find it up in there, and I was like, oh, this is actually not that bad. But of course, then you gotta realize you got to go through 5 points in downtown just to get there. You're like, man, I don't know if I could do all that.
Right there by Georgia State. So my babysitter, when I was a kid, her husband was a long-time worker there at Walters, and he was there for like eons, damn near. And so that was my connection to hook up with shoes when I was a little kid, was him. Walters is crazy. That's still like the mainstay of like Atlanta shoe culture. But I gotta give a shout out. I actually ran into a young black entrepreneur here in the Atlanta metro area. From Morehouse, a young brother, and he's got a shoe store that's in Town Center Mall, out there in Kennesaw. His name, I can't remember his name, but the name of the store is called Back in the Day.
Yeah.
And he's got all the exclusives as far as, J's and Dunks and Air Force Ones and Kobe's and everything like that. Now, granted, I can't afford anything in there.
Memphis ain't cheap, man. Memphis ain't cheap.
Shout out to this young brother though. He's currently in undergrad at Morehouse right now, and he's got his own store at Town Center Mall selling, exclusive kicks. So if you're in the Atlanta metro area, I definitely recommend checking out Back in the Day. I'm gonna put that plug out. That's a free plug right there. So But that's where Holzer would get his shoes if he came to the A. How about that?
Okay. Now, as far as the actual on-field performance or actual coaching, what would you give him?
Okay.
What you got, Sylvs?
Wait, say it one more time.
As far as like his grades, like actual performance for the national team this year.
Okay, so admittedly, I didn't watch every game.
I don't think anybody they don't want that kind of torture in their lives.
Okay, I appreciate that. I mean, I think this is definitely the best year they've had in a while. So maybe like a B-, like, you know, get the GPA up, like, you know, enough to put
the probation. They
above that 2.0 now. You know, pull the grades up. Yeah, I mean, I think the young talent we've been waiting on is starting to gel. I think there's definitely some inexperience there. Probably the best thing to do is just play through it, is to keep playing them, and really, really hope they qualify while that's happening. They're really young. I didn't realize how young they were.
Yeah.
I think definitely they should get through. And I think it'll be interesting to see what they look like this coming World Cup. But I think we've all sort of been in the mindset since about 2019, right after we had to do an overhaul, that it's going to be 2026, right? So everything seems to be building to that when everybody's in their prime, and they will have played together for a cycle. But yeah, I think you've had some people step up. I think some people have definitely earned their spots. Like, I think Miles Robinson's a starter now. I think, I think you've got to keep an eye on Musa. I think he's definitely coming along. There's a few others, like you kind of know what your midfield looks like. I know Gio's been hurt a lot, and so I don't know what bringing him into the mix looks like. But you know, you got some stalwarts there. My man Weston. What a year.
I mean, like, just in so many ways, just what a year.
Weston. Oh man. Nobody tell him Megan Good is single. I'm worried.
No.
You ready? All y'all ready?
He about to put them Harry Potter spells on him.
Yeah, man.
Visible cloak.
I can't believe a dude who does a Harry Potter celebration dance is out here living his best life.
But my daughter loves it, though. My daughter
with a blonde patch. With a blonde patch right there. My man is different. That's my guy, though.
I love it. I love it, though.
Yeah, I love him. He's good. He's good for a sport. He's damn good. So yeah, I think it's definitely been, that was probably the worst of, I guess, the off the field stuff. But yeah, they seem to be putting it together. They had a really good year against Mexico, which is not something that's happened a lot lately. So
I mean, three victories over Mexico. That's a big
deal.
The last time that happened, like, you know, Tony's dad was like a baby.
Hey, man.
Wow.
Watch your mouth.
It was in black, and that game was in black and white, man. If it was on TV,
that thing was on the radio, like.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. In, the Hex and the remaining games we got. I mean, CONCACAF itself is getting stronger. I mean, Mexico's always going to be there. I think they got some stuff to sort out. We'll see if Tata lasts there, because they mad right now. They big mad right now. And Canada's the new team.
Big mad.
They mad 3 times in 1 year. Oh my gosh!
I'm still shocked that Tata's still there. But what's your grade, Dave?
Man, I'm gonna go B. I mean, they look solid at times, but then they look like a complete disaster at times. I think the more they play and getting more of this international, get some more friendlies in, and do it against real competition. I mean, Bosnia was kind of, 1-0 kind of made me go, and granted, it wasn't the true starters,
right?
But let's try to push it. Let's go against some larger teams, see what happens, get them some real actual playing.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because I mean, especially since we moved into this era of Nations League competitions between each country. Of course, like the big news that happened this past week was essentially CONMEBOL is linking up with UEFA for the next Nations League tournament in Europe in 2024. Mm-hmm. So basically, I'm assuming Messi will still be there. Of course, you'll have Neymar and everything, and so like basically all 10 teams will be joining in with Europe for that competition.
Mm.
In prep, I don't know if you can even say it's in for preparation for 2026. It's just more so, hey, you want to make some money, you want to link up. What's good?
I mean that, and like CONMEBOL is such a small federation. Like they gotta
Yeah.
be able to go outside of themselves and play other squads. And I mean, why not play Europe? Makes sense. So
It's interesting that I did like the talk for a while was them doing something with CONCACAF for a while. Of course, they had the Copa America scenario a couple of years back. I think they had tried to do another Copa here before COVID came, but it's I think they probably just said, hey, you got to go where we think it might be safe, and any country that has Florida in it, it might not be the safest place. So we got to see what our other options are. So
wow.
But yeah, I think that's going to be interesting. Of course, we got a couple years to go for that, so they still got to just play out everything in the meantime. But just to kind of circle back, I would say my grade for the U.S. will probably be A-, just because of the fact that, and what we mentioned earlier, is that this is a very young team, an extremely young team. Most of these players are in their first qualifying cycle. Well, with the U.S., I think Pulisic and I think maybe
Brooks?
Sean Johnson, yeah, and Brooks are and Yedlin are probably the only holdovers from previous cycles. So like pretty much everyone else is like in their first cycle. That this is their first time experiencing Costa Rica. This is going to be the first time experiencing the Azteca. Of course, they got Canada in next month, and that's going to be a whole experience in itself. Just going to Toronto in January when it's butt ass freezing, and you guys try to win to qualify. Like it's something that I think they've like Dave said, like they've had moments when they've looked extremely good, and they've had moments where it's like, yeah, like this is still a very young team who has not dealt with those type of pressures, because it's different from what most of them experienced in Europe, where you're going to far regions of Europe to go through European competitions and everything. Like Costa Rica ain't Ukraine. It's just not. Like
No.
Azteca isn't San Siro. It's just not the same thing. And I think for a lot of them that haven't gone through that, it's in a lot of ways a culture shock, and also just a competition shock, because you realize that it gets dirty in CONCACAF, like no joke, and they have to man up and sack up and realize that, hey, it's going to take more than what you are used to push through and still go out there and get wins. I mean, the 3 wins over Mexico have been great, but yeah, I think it's still just a matter of maintaining and building that consistency that honestly I don't think we've ever had, but it's something that's still going to be needed. What's good, Tony?
I mean, you didn't ask me my grade. I was grading Burrow.
Because
yeah, you can give us the
You focus on what mattered.
No,
What
I
you got?
mean, I agree with what you're saying in the sense of, granted, you probably watch more games than me, but as far as like, outside looking in type of thing, I would give them a B based on just like results. This is a results business.
Right.
Those wins against Mexico, huge, absolutely huge. I mean, that sends something for morale. That sends something like it's almost like a recruiting type of thing. Like,
Yeah.
come get with us type of thing. Any of those, Mexican Americans who were wondering, which side they want to go on.
Come with that, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, let's be real. That's what it is sometimes with this now. But as far as it's a big American mental state of playing down to the competition. That's been our Achilles heel for so long. So, yes, it's great that we stepped up when Mexico was, in the same arena with us. But when it came to, playing Bosnia or, the YMCA team from around the corner. It just depends on if we have that consistency, as you said, is that you gotta put away your opponents, and that comes with maturity, chemistry, consistency. There's a lot of during these, all these different pools that have come in. There's been a lot of trial and error, and so you get a trial and error who's healthy. It's tough. National teams are always tough to deal with. I would never want that gig of being a national team coach because there's too many juggling parts that you got. I mean, you're spinning plates like crazy. So with that being said, I would give them a B. I mean, I actually feel confident. I'm not going to talk shit yet.
Right.
I'm not in the talk shit mode, but I am like, all right, we are top 3 in the North America region.
I mean, like
before I couldn't say that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody ever thought that Canada would be first.
I couldn't say we were top 3 in the North America region.
Canada's been a surprise.
Yeah, Canada. I mean,
they're legit. I'm still a little salty with that coach for dipping on the women like that. But yeah, I mean, he's good. So who am I?
But yeah, not to cut you off, Tony. I mean, like I said, the consistency. You have a fan base that always thinks that we should be beating everybody. And I'm like, no, like we've never been that good for that. And and especially now, considering, we have players that are doing cool shit over in Europe. But it's like you still gotta go. You gotta go down in Costa Rica and get it done. You gotta go down to Trinidad and get it done. You still gotta go to Azteca and get it done. And if you've never done it before, it's gonna be a bit of an experience just going through all that. And you can't necessarily be surprised. It's like, hey, if we pull out a draw, we pull out a draw. It just kind of is what it is. What's up?
I have to say that, like, there needs to be something said about, and this is on the men's side. I know this, and you can say it on the women's side too. We always have solid keepers, dude. Like, it's crazy.
I mean, you figure right now there's 3 of them on the men's side easily.
At least.
We always have solid keepers, and that's not something. That's something that we take for granted. I think here in the States.
Yeah.
I think that
the men's side has been no, we've had some all-time greats, but I think our pool hasn't been as deep. That's changed now.
Yeah, but nevertheless, like keepers,
you don't fear the keeper.
Right. We're never like, that's a weak link of the team.
Right.
We've never looked at whether it's the men's or women's side. We've never looked at the keeper as like.
I think Nair for a little bit, but I think that's more because she had to sit behind Hope for so long and didn't get into a tournament. And then when it was her time, she made a save. Like, it was fine. So, I think we do a good job of that. That's a good point, because there's countries out here who are terrified of their own goalkeepers. That's
absolutely.
I mean, we ain't gonna talk about what happened last night, Sylvs. Let's talk about goalkeepers and everything. But it's all good. It's all good.
Who played yesterday?
T-Grays.
Man, listen, man.
What did I miss?
And she just happens to be wearing T-Grays colors tonight.
Man.
Like,
do I need to go on
okay, more so one that I'm not gonna Deraya's keeper or Monterrey probably should not have been on the pitch because she did 2 car collisions into 2 different places.
She did.
And did not call anything. I was like, especially the second one, I'm like, that's not a red. All right. But they were also incredibly bad penalty takes. Like, I don't know what that was. I don't know why we chose to do it that way. But shout out to Monterrey. All the same, they got it done when they needed to. So.
Monterrey.
Yeah. And they did it in our stadium, which is not.
Oh yeah, the fans were salty.
Yeah.
Salty.
Well, I mean, Tigres fans run deep. That place is packed too.
But of course, one last thing. Of course, we want to make sure that again, we're going to keep circling back to this. The Twitter Spaces, if you haven't done so already, like, yeah, the Twitter Spaces are like I said, they're part analysis, part failure, because yeah, Twitter in their Spaces is kind of janky. But for those of you that did catch it, like they did the NWSL expansion draft, the NWSL college draft, and I think what were like some of the big what's some of the highlights from the drafts from the weekend?
Wow. I mean, some of it was, particularly for the expansion draft, some of the trades happened beforehand, so there was only 9 picks total. If each team had picked for every expansion spot, there would have been 18, so it was cut in half. That's right. Nope. Yeah, there's 10 teams. Yeah, and Kansas City was the same, so 18. Some of the highlights. I mean, the focus is definitely on the 2 California teams right now. I think just because they're coming into the league. I got issues with Angel City as front office sometimes, but I think on the footballing side, they're doing something real interesting. What they're trying to do, essentially, it looks like they're building around a winger, and they're going to play 3 at the back, which doesn't happen a lot in the women's game. That's what it looks like in terms of the pieces that they're getting. That team's a lot blacker than I thought it would be. Not gonna lie. A lot blacker than I thought it would be. So props to them for that. And where they're looking for talent, it's a lot of CONCACAF, and it's not a lot of European talent. Like, they're trying to prove a point, I think, because they want to be a world team, not just a North American team. And I think they're trying to prove that you can do that with the players that we already have, or players from like the AFC or something like that. So yeah, I think they're interesting in that they also have a person who's strictly like analytics on their staff because they can afford it. So they can do that scouting and really get players that other teams might overlook. I think San Diego is probably going to be the more expansiony of the 2 teams. Wabe FC. Yeah. So, I think it was interesting. I think I heard Casey Stoney say, like, just because she's a defender, that's not necessarily her goal to build the team that way, though I would argue that's probably the way that team's going to be built from the back. I don't think you take... the number 1 draft pick was a black woman, and the first ever, to my knowledge, I'll say Abishal because I'm used to it, but first player of Ethiopian descent to be in the league, and it's Naomi Girma, and as somebody who got to actually see her in person this season, it is as advertised, if not more so. She's very good. So that was a good pick for them, and I think leading up to that, everybody assumed it would be Jalen Howe, who ended up going number 2. So that was a bit of a change in the last 24 hours before that draft. I think we had a total of, we counted it, 12 or 13 delegates. I can't remember. But that's pretty good out of 50 players. And some other players of color as well. So we're starting to get there. Still overwhelmingly white, but we're starting to get there. Let's see, expansion draft, yeah. Or just in general, some of the trades that have been made. There's been a lot of movement. Like Jessica McDonald went to Louisville. Kiki Pickett came to North Carolina. North Carolina also got Jorian Bauckham, friend of the pod. Let's see, Sarah Gordon went to California. She went to LA.
Jasmine
Spencer went to LA. They just got Swaby today.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm like,
I was like, oh, they going out there. I was like, okay.
Yeah, like suggested Simone Charlie's going to be on that squad as well. So, I mean, they building the squad, man. Like, they doing some interesting stuff out there. Like I said, Wabe's a little more traditional. I'm already gonna catch bullets for this. I probably caught bullets for it on the spaces. I think San Diego overpaid for Alex, but that's me. It's up to her to prove me wrong, so that's fine. And I don't know if we live in a world where having that 9 at this point in time is the move. But again, they are free to prove me wrong. But they got some good talent. They got Tegan McGrady. They got Naomi Girma. Amira Ali, who I'm really big on, who stayed her extra year in college, so she got drafted last year, was traded from Portland to there, and so they've got some good young talent coming that way. And I was happy with my own team. I'm a Lorraine fan, so I thought they had a pretty good draft. I thought they got one of the steals of the draft in Canales for UCLA, who needs some work, but her ceiling is like MVP. Like, she's very good. So yeah, I think, and that was the college draft was also interesting because there was a few people who didn't get picked or they got picked very late that I did not expect to be on the board.
Just the draft in general, because I don't know if it's CBS or the league itself. Like they got to tighten up on that draft.
It was a little longer than last year, but it also was more picks. But yeah, I think there's definitely some work to be done around that. I think you have to find the balance. I like the analysis. I like going through the players. I think the sport deserves it. But it can't be that long. Like, I got stuff to do on a Saturday night. Like, even if it's just go to bed. Like, I would like to do that. So, yeah, I think there's a balance. Whereas the, expansion draft, they had to push it for the 2 hours that they got it on the air. So,
I mean, having on big CBS was a big step. Of course, they got kicked off, but it's baby steps. It's baby steps.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at the TV. I'm like, why are we talking about Buck Showalter? It was like, you got kicked off. They're like, that was 2 hours. And I don't even think we were through the second round yet. Like,
Oh, man, that's hilarious. But
the first 2 rounds took almost over 2.5 hours. So that was the length of the show. But yeah, I think there's been a lot of shakeups. I mean, there's obviously still a lot of news coming on. You've got the conversation, argument, whatever you want to call it, about crypto dollars and NFTs coming into the league. You've got the story of the draft was Portland's first pick in the second round. Sydney Nacello.
Oh yeah. I heard a little bit of that smoke.
I understand that you can have some wayward tweets out here every once in a while. 1, maybe 2. And maybe if they're far enough back, I could be like, okay, you were 14 or 15 years old. This girl is, again, I think I asked at some point, did anybody check to see where she was on January 6th? Like, it is bad. It's bad. And it got progressively worse. She checked every bigotry box you could check. Like, it
trans, racist, sexist, like just hit them all.
Where's she from again?
She is from Central Florida.
Oh,
she is from she went to South Florida, but
South Florida. She went to South Florida.
She from like the Fort Myers side of
okay,
from that area.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what's up. You know what's up.
Looking good.
Like, I don't,
man.
It's probably not everybody, but when I was told that, I was like, okay, that tracks. And then North Carolina bought back Jalen Daniels, which came out of left field.
Yes. For those of y'all who aren't familiar with her, she was the player that a couple of years ago refused to call up with the national team because she didn't want to wear the pride name sets.
Yep.
And went on 700 Club, to do an interview about the persecution of not being able to play for the national team because she would not wear the rainbow letters in the team's press box, I believe.
Yeah.
Persecution.
Yeah. I'm like, you played women's soccer. I don't know how you thought that was going to go.
What the hell did you expect, man?
She didn't get that memo. She didn't get that memo.
Not get the memo.
Come on now.
Good Lord. She grew up on BYU campus? Anyway.
So yeah, it's there. I mean, and there's been, that story coming out, and like nobody knew. I don't think most of the investors knew. The players didn't know, and there's a lot of still scars around that league wide, and especially within that team. And obviously that team's been through a lot this year with the Paul Riley stuff. So yeah, it's just, and I'm like, yeah, she's talented. I don't necessarily.
But she's hardly played the past couple of years, so it's like.
Not only that, I don't necessarily think her views alone are why she didn't make the national team. 1, and 2, I don't think she makes you that much better for you to invite all of the other stuff that comes with it.
Man,
like it's just
bye. Anyway, she got enough of our time.
True.
Giving her too much time.
But yeah, see, it's always a wild week. Like, it's just, you get a lot of good news and a lot of bad news. But I don't know. We're gonna keep plugging away. We got kind of a schedule, so we know they'll report to training on February 1st, and then the Challenge Cup begins March 17th, and it's still a preseason tournament. Not my favorite part of that, but they'll play it through the beginning of May and then start the season.
They ain't gonna do the CBA first. Like, I'll be like, rub me my money.
There
first.
should be a CBA. We don't know when it's going to hit, but I think that's been the work that's been happening behind the scenes. And then the season's supposed to go from May to October, with the final being on Halloween weekend. So
Okay.
we don't know where anything's located. We don't know any of that. Right now, I just know. Look, I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid on this. I'm trying to go to the bank and see this home opener. I'm absolutely trying to be up in there. I'm not above drinking the Kool-Aid of the fancy Hollywood team. And,
I mean, you know, if we can help it, because like we just talking about this before we started recording with our guys from 2 Cents, L and Ty. You know, just like, because those of y'all that have kind of like been with us like from the beginning, you know, we used to go out to games from other teams. We did Memphis, we did Chattanooga, we did the Henry Derby, and of course because of COVID, we haven't been able to do all that.
I got to get in on that next year. One of them.
And
yo, I ran into people with Anything Possible shirts on, and I'm like, I'm so upset. I'm like, that's our shit.
yeah. And but I'm hoping that, you know, of course, with COVID, there's obviously no rhyme or reason as far as how this might go. But I'm hoping that next year we can go out and travel more, do some more on-site shows. You know, of course, we like getting with the people. So hopefully, going in next year,
that pie variant might show up. You know, we don't know now. We might be on a pie variant.
We might be on Zeta.
We ain't get through all of the Divine Nine.
Sigma, Tau, Epsilon. You know what I'm saying?
We got to get through the January Founders Days.
We gonna have all the Divine Nine represented on the damn.
Just have them probate at the same time. Good Lord.
But I want to touch on one more thing with while we got our main man Dave Williamson on the show, just because I get it, like, you know, for those of you that don't know, he is a noted photographer. You know, he's done stuff for United. He's done stuff with the national team. He's been all over the place. Like, what equipment do you use?
Canon.
Canon steps back.
Canon that's it.
And what got you into doing sports photography?
I did it in high school when it was still film, shooting for a yearbook, and then just kind of rolled into it. And then I don't know, 7-8 years ago, I was like, I want to do photography again. And I was like, I used to like shooting sports. Let's try doing it. So just kind of went into it and kind of jumped off the ledge and was like, well, there's no plan B. Let's make this work. So
it's funny that you mentioned it, because I actually did photography myself in high school. I think it was like my junior year in high school. I did photography. I did some of the high school football games for my high school. And it's funny because when I got them developed, I was like, nothing looked right. And then of course, when the yearbook came, it was like, oh, there goes my picture right there. There goes my picture right there. I just had no idea. And but yeah,
like makes it easier. Digital makes it easier. I'm not gonna lie. Although it is fun shooting film.
Yeah,
I've got a couple little disposables I take with me to games and just do like.
Yeah, looking back, my nieces are really big into. They're like, have you seen Polaroid? I'm like, yeah, I'm old enough to know what a Polaroid is. Yes. Yeah, gotta shake it up.
There's a couple of guys I know. Matthew Stith and I think Ethan White both take a Polaroid with them to games and shoot like in game. Like the player gets near them, they'll shoot like almost like a portrait type photo with a Polaroid as it's sitting there.
Huh.
So
I'm gonna have to pick your brain a little bit more on that, because I always have a bit of I still have a bug in me for photography. and like that's why I got all the equipment laying around here as I speak, and yeah, I might have to pick your brain on that because like it's something that of course we still need a photo shoot, Tony. Like we still got to get our model on and everything, So hopefully.
I saw Tony's 40th. I don't know who took those photos, but come on.
Man, like I said, yeah, you ain't seen these pictures of Tony, in the black tie game. I mean, like, like he got him looking smooth.
Anyway,
he let a couple of goals in that day. I had to kind of help him out.
Couple, literally just a couple. Literally, out of a tournament, just be scored on twice. I'm just gonna say that. Anyway, but I was actually gonna toot your horn, Dave. See, now Dave and I, we talk shit all day long, every day. That's what we do well. But at the end of the day, like, this is what I appreciate about Dave, and because he has done a lot of work with us, Soccer the Streets in Atlanta here, but because of what we do with our platform and our organization is, obviously exposing the game to kids to many parts. Metro Atlanta, but he's also worked a lot with the Clarkson kids these kids are coming from rough situations through many war-torn countries in Africa and Southeast Asia. But at the same time, what I appreciate about Dave is that he exposes them to a whole different world that they're not usually thinking of when it comes to how you can still be connected with the game of soccer. Because a lot of these kids who come to us, they'll literally tell us like, "Oh, I'm gonna play professional. Oh, I'm gonna just do pro this," and we're like, "I'm the brakes, yo."
Everybody can't go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you might want to think about some other options. And Dave has been great in the sense of like expose them to other facets of being in touch with the soccer world, And Dave has given tons and tons of his own time to our organization, but also to the greater game of soccer throughout the Metro Atlanta area. So, props and kudos, Dave.
Absolutely.
Sir.
That matters.
This is not one moment for you.
He said he got all mushy for 1 second.
You ain't gonna get it again.
He's gonna go again. He's gonna go back to talking. No shit. All right. I do have a question. I do have a question because I'm always fascinated by people who have artistic talent and can be photographers and things like that. Do you have a favorite shot?
I guess it would have to be this year whenever, I don't even remember, I think it was the Nashville game where Joseph ripped his shirt open and it was me.
Yeah.
And the team photographer and one other photographer on that side, and it was like he just walked towards us as he did it. Wow. And it was just kind of like, I mean, that's my next canvas I'm probably getting printed, so
all right,
stick it in the office. That's probably my favorite shot. And then maybe the Aronson goal up in Nashville where he literally just stopped and like stood right in front of me, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm shooting this. And I felt like I got my soul stolen during that celebration, but hey, it was like almost like direct eye contact through a lens.
Go ahead.
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say obviously, like every show I had the poster of my daughter walking out with Joseph at MLS Cup. Or this one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
But wait, no, but because you had the moment of when it's just her, Joseph, and Miguel, and you sent it to. I don't know if you took it, but you sent it to me. And
was it when they were standing out there?
Yeah, when they were standing.
Oh yeah.
So it's literally Joseph, my daughter, and Miguel Omarion. And there's like this moment between Joseph and Miguel, they talking whatever, but there it is, my daughter right in between them during this moment with the MLS Cup final. And Dave sent me this shit, and I'm like, oh shit, my daughter was right there.
Right there. That's up that in the 30 for 30, she'd be like, yo, I was right there, baby.
Right there, you know what I'm saying? With the two goats of Atlanta United, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So, I completely forgot about that. I had to look through the other day for some MLS Cup shots, and I was like, just started going through, and I'm like, I know about where this photo is, and I didn't even go through them all. But I need to take time and go through them all again, because I probably saved 500 from that game.
I mean, it was.
I probably shot 5,000 or more.
Yeah,
so it was kind of crazy. Kind of a crazy night.
It was an epic night. It was.
All right, y'all. Like I say, it's getting close to that time. It's almost Christmas time. Everybody who made an order, all the Formiga hoodies are on the way. And name says orders are on the way. If you still want to make an order, you can. I just know it ain't coming until after Christmas. It probably won't even come until after New Year's. I'm just because I know what's up.
There's my crystal. So I'm not ever gonna get my crystal done hoodie.
You are just until after the warehouse opens.
Is it gonna be before
up.
she has the baby or after she has the
baby? It will be there. Hopefully the snow will be melted before you get it. That's
I mean,
I can assure you that much.
That's Junior. That was Junior.
I know, right?
My podcast partner texted me and asked me, "Can she get that Sarah Gordon hoodie that you were wearing?"
What?
Right now?
What this?
Yeah,
this?
Yeah.
I mean, we may have to see, we may have to see, what we can do, going into next year, because of course we'll have new releases of the Legends of the Culture on hoodies and everything. I might have to do an Angel City special, for our Angelinos and everything, because there's a clearly an abundance of culture right now. So yeah,
I don't think they're done yet either. Yeah, they said.
But yes, for everybody else who, like I said, by the time you get this, you should start receiving it. I think I set up the tracking, and most everybody should have it by Thursday, if not Friday, right in time for Christmas. But for everybody else, again, you can still go up to FTCUTD.myshopify.com. Name sets, the Crystal Dunn hoodie, the FTC Cup shirts that we've seen modeled by our buddies at Protagonist, and we will make it happen one way or the other. Of course, everyone is busy over the holidays, but we will still get it done. So just make sure you hit us up. Of course, everything you do makes us better. It makes Tony smile, and it makes me busy because those getting those hoodies done it's labor of love.
It is a labor of love. If y'all ever want to bring back Formiga Eternal, I need to.
I do have something else in mind for that one, because like I said, that one I think that was just exclusive for that week. I do want to do something else for Formiga very soon. Of course, next month I think the theme's going to be the African Cup of Nations. But like I said, stay tuned for the Angel City special.
That's a little tournament, though. That's a little tournament.
Oh man! But of course, let's switch it up this year. Instead of doing 2 up to, let's just do sprinkle up some snow and do a Christmas wish for this year. Of course, it could be something with the culture. It could be something personal. It could be whatever you want. Like I said, we're wrapping up for the year. I said you may see. We may do something like while we're on break for a few weeks, but yeah, no. I think COVID's kind of just like, hey, y'all need a break. We ain't doing nothing for a while, so we're gonna listen to Jesus here and chill out for a little bit. But let's I don't want to do it first. I want Sylvs to do it first.
All right.
The ladies first. The ladies first. Yo. So for those of y'all that don't know, I really want Shea Butter to be called the Ladies First Soccer Podcast, but like I said, when they came up with Shea Butter, it was so genius that I was like, "Yo, that has to be it." Like that
was the working title. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, a wish or wishes. I don't know.
Yeah. Do two.
I think for the WOSO world, particularly the one that is here, discernment, maybe. Just the ability to have nuanced conversation. I know I'm asking a lot because it's Twitter most of the time. That's not where nuance lives. But I think maybe just a pause and a break. Everybody open some gifts, eat some Christmas ham or tofu or whatever you eat. Just take or whatever you celebrate, by the way. just take a beat. It's been a very long season, very long pandemic, couple of years. And we're all coming at it with a lot of different viewpoints. Most of them not from people that look like me. But yeah, I think just some discernment so we can actually have some conversations and figure things out. Because I think everybody's just yelling past each other at this point. And it's coming from a good place. I think people want people to be safe and be paid and be happy and have the freedom as players to make choices they need to make. But yeah, I hope there's a CBA in 2022. I think that'll help immensely.
Hello.
Yeah. And I hope player wages go up significantly and that they're able to have, if not full free agency, most free agency so they can move where they want to move when they want to move. Yeah, I think just for everything else and even for sport as well, just be kind to your fellow human. Like, mask up. If you can get vaccinated, get vaccinated. Distance. Be mindful of those who can't. Be they our children, because our children still can't get vaccinated under a certain age, and that matters. Be they the immune compromised, the elderly, whatever. We all got to share this planet. We all got to share this country. So just try to, tap into the spirit of the season, if you will, and, treat each other well so we can get this thing under control and not take up hospital beds and not have long COVID and not have to bury people. And I want to go outside again once it's warm. So, yeah, selfishly, but
Try to get that summer shade back.
Yeah, fine. If I get my hair did, get flued out, go to some games. But yeah, I think just try to truly take care of one another. I don't think we've done a great job this whole pandemic of doing that in long stretches. But yeah, let's give it a try and see what happens. That's my wish.
Cool. And just on behalf of us here at FTC again, I cannot stress enough just how proud we are of everything that's been going on with Shea Butter. Just helping y'all get off the ground and just seeing y'all just flourish out of control. Like they had like 200 people like up in their spaces up during the express trip. Like it was absolutely nuts. And just to like literally just like literally just come in contact with y'all this year and see just how that's developed to what it is now. I can't be more proud of you and Sky and all went up with it as I keep saying, because I know y'all got the juice and it's
yeah, man. I think we're really excited for what's happening in 2022, and I think my other wish would be that we're able to continue to do some of the work on air and also behind the scenes to really bring change to this. And I can't believe we only started this year. It's moving really fast. But as always, to you and TK and Coach and to Elle and to Christopher and to Ty and Yogi and all of y'all, I'm gonna keep it real just in terms of cultural talk. There's a lot of talk that Black men and Black women can't work together and get things done, and all y'all have done is have our back. So I'm super grateful, and I know on this one I can speak for Sky as well. We talk about that constantly, and we're in it together, we're working together, and I think we're all doing this the way we want to. So like we wouldn't be here without y'all support, with Greggo pushing us in the first place to start a pod, but we didn't quite know how to get it off the ground. So y'all have had our backs and continue to, and so we're super grateful for that, and we're happy to be part of this family for sure.
Cool. I'm gonna jump in real quick. My wish for going to this year is just as much as I stress unity, is just we got to keep working together. I think we're all starting to see like what can happen when we actually seek out each other and try to put the resources together and try to grow something all together. Like Tony and I, like I was thinking about this over the weekend, like just that very first episode, and just like where we were then, recording up in Maestros with that damn smoke detector and everything, and just just at that point, the landscape wasn't there much of there at all, and to see what's become of it since, if I don't want to give us that credit like that, that's for other people to do, but I just know that what is there now, I cannot be any more proud of it. Anyone that comes to us, looking for help or wanting to work together, we try to have an open ear and an open heart, and I just know that we are much better united than divided. So that's my wish for everybody, and of course, as always for this time of the year, not everyone's with their family for one reason or another. Just check on your people, make sure everyone's good, because whether it's Omarion, whether it's just beefs within your family, everyone everyone needs love, everyone wants love. So just just make sure you check on your people, make sure they're okay and everything, because this a little bit can go a long way. But like I said again, for us, we appreciate all the support that we've gotten over the past three plus years now, and I expect big shit next year. That's all I really tell you.
2022 is up.
Like both with podcasts and just with stuff's happening in Atlanta. All I can say is we are very happy. Andre Dickens is the new mayor of Atlanta. So just trust me. Stay tuned.
Atlanta, back up. Let's go.
But Dave, my man, let's get you in, man. What you got?
I guess first thing would be is let's get rid of this whatever corona variant it might be of the week. Go ahead and get back to some sense of normality. Being able to travel to different games would be the first one, So everybody go ahead, get that vaccine, get that booster, put a mask on. Tony, keep a mask on all the time, please. And I guess secondly, if we have to go on a personal level, for me to be able to travel a little more, maybe get some international games this year, and, help the culture, the game, everything grow in Atlanta and beyond. So, what about you, Tony?
Yeah, man, the chief, man. Let's bring it home with you, man.
So I don't know if y'all familiar with the Key and Peele episodes. When they had the Obama.
Oh. Yeah.
That's what Dave is. I'm the evil.
You the angry translator? All right.
I'm the translator, yeah. I think as far as wishes go, I'm gonna start petty. December 31st, 7:30 p.m. There's a big game going on between Michigan and UGA.
I've been waiting for this.
I knew that was coming. He waited the whole episode, though. He did.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. No, because y'all been talking all this shit for all these years.
Coach Khaki Pants about to get it done.
Jim Herba. Y'all been joking. Yeah, now what's up? Hey, Greggo, how's your team doing? Huh?
We're basketball school, man.
They got one of the
you talking about your basketball school too? You talking about your basketball school? Didn't y'all lose like Alcorn or some shit like that?
Yeah, there was that too.
How y'all looking with baseball, man? You gotta.
we got that. We got baseball. We got that. Yeah.
Right.
We can take that one.
Y'all had all these jokes these last 2 years. Nah, go ahead. We just been back here, just waiting.
Oh man.
Just simmering. Just waiting.
I'm not gonna lie. I need y'all to beat Georgia though.
The big game going down. Y'all know what's up. Ooh-wee. So my wish is I just some humble pie for some people on New Year's Day. They go, like black people, we always have collards and black eyed peas and stuff like that. UGA fans, they're gonna have their collards and black eyed peas and humble pie
and L's.
We're gonna have that, okay? That's gonna happen.
Are you just gonna like ride around Georgia if Michigan beats Georgia?
And then it doesn't stop there because Cincy.
Oof. If y'all don't know, that's why I get my grad school stuff.
Really?
I'm like,
you living.
I'm getting from both sides. Either way. All right. So that's my first wish. that's the petty wish. But as far as like real wish, I think Dave hit it as far as like obviously Corona is still top of mind for everybody on how we operate on a day-to-day basis. That wish. Whatever normalcy we can get back to, I hope we can get back to that. We missed that. So I wish that. I think that's the low-hanging fruit wish. But as far as what we do, what I do on a day-to-day basis, but also this podcast and our partners and everything like that, I think I keep on wishing that we keep shifting people's perspectives on how they integrate soccer. Within our own culture, soccer is still not the cool thing to do. And so I still deal with a lot of people who are still in antiquated mindsets of soccer is not a top 3 sport within, American mainstream, within the black culture specifically. And so, I think as we gear ourselves as a city for 2026, Atlanta specifically, World Cups of 2022 and 23, both men's and women's are happening and everything like that. Those are like, hopefully those are insights as to what our culture can see within here locally, but also nationally, as well as to the great benefit of this game to our, community. Hopefully we can see a major shift in that. That's a big part of the reason why we do these podcasts is to, highlight the voices and the struggle and, the coolness of it all. Like there's a beauty. It's a beautiful game for so many reasons, but it's a beauty within our own culture of this game. So I just hope that we can continue to shift that perspective of the game of soccer within the culture. So that's my wish going into 2022.
And we also wish for Memphis, to keep, shooting these shots, taking these shots, because she about to have a superstar in her hands. I don't know if y'all know.
All right, she'll be on Shea Butter one day. We got you.
She'll be on there.
Yeah, we got it.
Oh, she'll be on there.
Is she gonna be a goalkeeper like you or no?
Ooh, see, I'm not grooming it, but she's going towards it. Her mom doesn't want that.
Okay.
She got the indoor and outdoor gloves. I mean,
we need more black women as goalkeepers. Yeah.
And this weekend. So this past weekend, she had her first basketball game.
Oh, okay.
They got trashed. They had like 6-year-olds. But what's funny is though, when I was 6 years old, I remember them calling travel and double dribble. They didn't call none of that.
Remember, everybody wins now.
Like they were doing running back plays. But with even that being said, like I was proud of my daughter for the fact that like she still had the same thing that I had, was she prided herself on defense. And she got 3 legit steals off of like breaking it, someone down, and like, give me that. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah, 3 legit steals like that, which transfers to being the goalkeeper too.
True.
Get them hands.
Yeah. All right now.
Man,
that's some grooming going on. Oh, and of course, what's tomorrow, Tony?
What's tomorrow?
Matrix.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah, I knew you yeah. You've been waiting all year for this.
All year.
He been waiting years. Years.
Wow, yeah.
I was going to my freshman year at Howard when the first Matrix came out.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and it's tatted on me. If y'all don't know that, Dave has some. I don't know. We didn't talk about Dave's tattoos.
Yeah, Dave, that's some nice artwork there.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any. Talk about. What you talking about?
Okay. What you talking about, Willis? Dave's got some wild tattoos, but one of my main tattoos is a Matrix tattoo.
All right.
Yeah. I'll be there tomorrow.
There might be a new one added this weekend.
Spider-Man is dope too. I don't know if y'all seen
it. Yeah.
I've
heard good things about it.
I've heard very good things about Spider-Man. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to The Matrix. I'm looking forward to just what we all got for next year. And it's been a great year. It's been a great year of building with all of you. And again, I can only thank each and every one of our guests that have come on the show, each one of our co-hosts, Ty, L, Yogi, TK, Rashad, Coach, Sky, Sylvs, just the entire team. I am eternally grateful for every one of you and each one of our guests. Thank you for contributing to what we're doing. Thank you to Dave for coming on this week. Where can I catch you on the socials, Dave?
Instagram is Dave W Photography, and on Twitter it is Dave W Photo. Twitter killing me with those 15 character names.
But yes, make sure you give him a follow. Again, his photography is
with the
top
Newcastle
notch.
kid on. I see you.
And the Laster T-shirt.
Baby Trey.
Hey, I got it in there. Let's talk.
All right.
But of course, we're going to be on break for we might have a little something for you guys while over the holidays. But we'll still be active on the social media for whatever does get played. And as always, you can on social FTCUTD. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, FTCU. Yeah, I know. She got her tone. It's right up here.
I got a frog in my throat.
Right up here. But yeah, we'll still.
Omarion.
Hey.
This is cold outside.
Yeah. But again, thank you guys for a great 2021. We look forward to giving you all that culture in 2022. Hopefully, we can actually see you guys in person whenever this damn COVID gets up on out here. But yeah, for the whole team, thank you so much. We will see y'all soon. The culture's real. Post everywhere. Max up, at least max up. I mean, just do that a little bit more. Just do that. Yeah, hopefully we will see y'all soon. Know your principles. Know the game.
Nia, Chakalia, Umoja, Ujima. Let's go, baby.
He said, I'm stop.
We will see y'all soon. Here we go.
FTCUTD.